Hey guys, let's see what's new in this new version of Better Pie Menu 0.4.4. So first, what's Better Pie Menu? Better Pie Menu is a bunch of pies, like this one, or smart menus like this one, or this one, or this one, etc. So the goal of this add-on is to improve the Blender workflow, to be able to work in full screen like that, and to have everything necessary to edit your objects, to edit your UI, and to make whatever you want. Okay, so let's dive in this new version. Let's see the light part. So in Better Pie Menu, when you select a light, you will have this smart menu here. Okay, you can also use the model operator with Ctrl Shift and middle mouse button to change the size of the light and the power of the light. You select your light, you edit it on the fly. This is nice. If you select a mesh, you will be able to edit the environment. You can rotate it, as you can see, and change the power of this environment. Okay. So on the smart menu, I will select a light. I will now have this list. This is a list of all the visible lights, not the hidden ones, only the visible lights. You can directly from this list select the light you want to edit, like that, as you can see. You can rename it. For example, if I want to add, my bad, double click on it and do that, fill light. And I can edit the power, so let's enter 10, like that. I can edit the color to make something like that. It works too. I can maybe, yes, do whatever you want. Let's keep it like that. Let's change the power to 5. So with this, as you can see, this is a mini light manager. You can edit the light you want for the name, the power, the color, and you can disable the lights here, okay, like that. So this is really nice. You can edit it on the fly. And I did the same with the cameras. For example, I have this camera. As you can see, I have only one camera, so I don't have the list. If I duplicate this camera, now I will have the list. I can select this one or this one, like that. I can edit the settings of the cameras. If you click on this little icon, you will go inside the camera and it will activate it as a render camera. If you click on this one, that will give you the same result. Go in this camera, etc. So this part replaces the part I had previously to do the same, but with this is, in my opinion, much better. Okay. So for example, if this camera use this resolution, if you go to the other camera, it will use the camera for the resolution for the camera. If I go back to this one, as you can see, the resolution stays. And obviously, you can store some views to do whatever you want, as you can see. So this is nice. So let's exit the camera. So for the light, I will show you something else. I added on the smart menu the light linking. Okay. So for this, I will show you a basic scene. So let's create a new scene, like that. Let's render for cycle. Let's decrease the power of this one, like that. Okay. So maybe let's enter 15, like that. So I will have different lights. I have this one, I have this one, and I have this one. I will have different objects in different collection or some just object. I want to this light that will illuminate only these 3 cubes. Okay. So what I can do is to go in the light linking part, create new. I will use a collection, and I will select this collection, and I will add to the light linking. And now this light only illuminates those 3 cubes, because those 3 cubes are inside this collection. Normally you need to select the light, come here, shading, light linking, and drag and drop object from the collection. And I wanted to be able to do that directly in the 3D view, so that's why I made this button to add the objects. Okay. If, let's see, I want to add this object to this light, I can just, in the light linking tool, select this light linking for spot, and click on add to light linking. As you can see, the collection is not on, so I will click and it will only add this plane to the light linking for this light. Like that, okay? You can get rid of this object if you want. I can do the same for this one. Create a new light linking. I will use my collection, I will use my other cubes, and I will add them. So now, as you can see, this light only illuminates those cubes. And nothing will illuminate this. So what I can do is to create a light linking for this one. I will just do that. I will select this object. I will remove this light linking and select the one for the area and add this object. And now this object, as you can see, will be illuminated from this light and not the other ones, as you can see. So that will work the same way with the light linking and the shadow linking, and you can also use the light groups if you want to use them. So I just wanted to be able to edit everything on the fly like that without having to go in the UI and without having to drag and drop objects, because like I said, you need to come here, you need to activate this, and you need to drag and drop everything. Okay, so this is nice also, but I think making it here could be better. Okay, let's continue. As you can see, I have this object. I can place my cursor where I want, and the cursor will follow the face normal. Okay, so if I select this object in my smart menu, I will have the transform here, and I will have this copy cursor transforms. If, for example, I click on location, that will copy the cursor location. That will just move the object to the cursor location. If I choose rotation, that will copy the cursor rotation. And if I use both, that will place the object on the cursor and copy the rotation. Okay, you can use the redo last menu to choose whatever you want to do, like that. And I added this to custom primitives, like this one. You will have the transforms, now you will have the cleaning, the parenting, etc. And for this one, you can align to cursor, to world, or to view. Okay? After that, you can press Shift S and selection to cursor. So also for this cube primitive, I added a new gizmo here. For example, if I increase the segment here, if I increase this one, as you can see, it will update and increase the segments and keep the difference between both. If I edit this one, as you can see, that will give me this. If I continue, like that. So this is nice. So this is a great update for this cursor. And like I said, you will have everything here. Let's get rid of this one. Let's keep this one. So after that, I also updated the selection to cursor and the cursor to selection. If you put your mouse on it, you will see that for the selection to cursor, if you click, that will be the selection to the cursor here, like that. Let's move it. If you shift click, that will be snap to cursor with rotation, so that will copy the cursor and the rotation. And I forgot to press shift, haha. So shift S, shift, like that. This is the same as this, in fact, here. So, but this is faster. If, for example, I want to do that, I just do that and do that. Okay, so this one is nice, but I need to do that, to come here and choose the one I want. But it's nice to have both, obviously. If I press Control, that will just copy the cursor rotation. So, bam, that will give me this result. Okay, so after that, same for the cursor to selection. Click, set the cursor to the selection. Shift click, set the cursor to the selection and cursor rotation from selection. For example, if I rotate this, I press Shift S and Shift. As you can see, the cursor will copy the object rotation. So this is really nice. Up. If I press Control, that will be cursor rotation for from selection. So just Control. As you can see, the cursor rotation changed. And the last one, if I Control Shift, that will reset the cursor, that will place it at the center of the scene and place, clear the rotation and location. So this part is nice too. I also updated the toggle modifier. I have my object selected, I will press Ctrl Shift and Q, and as you can see, I will be able to toggle all the modifiers like that. This is really useful when you have some modifiers and you want to edit them. For example, if you have an object with only a subdivision surface, you can do that on the fly. So this is nice. Also, if let's see you deselect one or more than one modifier, when you toggle, they will stay hidden after that, as you can see. So I really like this workflow. So let's show them and let's do that, like that. Okay, so I updated it to work also with curves and Gpencil. So let's add a monkey here. Let's add an array. Let's add a second array just to show you. And if I toggle my modifiers, as you can see, it will work now. If same as previously I hide one modifier, it will only toggle the one that is visible. And like that, it will work. It will also work with curves, like that. Let's move this one. Let's add some geometries, like that. Let's add a subdivision surface. I can also add material. And I can toggle my subdivision surface on the fly. As you can see, this is nice. If on this one you add, let's see, a fur, it doesn't want on this object. So let's add an icosphere. Let's edit, yes, subdivision 5. On this one, let's add a fur, like that. Let's add fur material. Let's use the fur preset. I like this one. So if you toggle it, as you can see, you have the interpolated air curves. If you toggle it, it will only hide this one, because the other one will not be taken into account. You will be able to edit your fur on the fly. But if you do that, as you can see, this is nice. So like that, I can come in the sculpt mode, use the add brush, I will keep the line shape, etc., etc., and I can add, as you can see, something like that. Okay? And now, if I check, I can continue, add, use the comb brush, edit everything as I want. I can use the projected, up, 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 like that, and toggle, hide, edit, toggle, etc., etc. So as you can see, this toggle modifiers is really useful. Personally, I really like to use it. I added an interesting tool for selection, so let's add a character. Up here. I will use the head, I will use the male, and in fact, no, I want to use the base meshes. My head is here. I want to use this one. Up, Alt G. So I have this object, okay? I will go in edit mode, I will press A, other selection, and I will click on select negative X. Bam! And like that, it will directly select the negative X part. So if you want like that, you can get rid of the faces. Let's add a mirror, and that will work. It's almost like an auto mirror. And in fact, let's apply everything. If you have your object, I added the auto mirror. So you just need to install it from the preferences, and once it's installed, you will have it here. So I can activate the auto mirror, and if I hide the modifier, as you can see, I can see that the add-on cut my object in half. If I apply everything, I will come back here. I will in fact do that. Bam! I will select this. And this one will have a redo last option here, or if you press Q, redo last. In fact, this is fast. That's why I made this. You can extend the selection to keep the selection here or not, and you can increase the tolerance here. So let's increase to 0.1, not enough, 0.5. As you can see, it will select some other faces. Okay, so this is a nice tool. Recently I had a work with weight painting like that. So what I did was to update the weight paint smart menu. You will have, for example, the different brushes, and if, for example, I'm in the paintbrush, you can directly set the value for the weight like that. Okay, and an interesting thing is if you press Shift and click, for example, I will press Shift and click on one, that will automatically set the weight with this value. I will just use this, as you can see, like that, until 1. So this is basic, but it will it helped me to gain a lot of time, because I don't want to come back here to edit this. Most of the time I will use the same values, and I want to be able to directly set the value on the fly like that. And after paint my object, I will use, for example, 0.9 like that, 0.2 like that. If I want to combine 2.9, I can like that. I don't have to edit the value here. So with this is much better, and I can do that if I want. I wanted to add something to the modifier pop-up. So if you have one object, you can delete the modifier you want. But if you have several objects and you want to get rid of a specific type of modifiers, I added this one, delete by type. So with this one, you just have to select the type of modifier and click OK, and it will get rid of this modifier for all my selection. So just to show you, let's add a simple cube that will be easier to use, to show. Let's add an array, let's add a bevel. For the array, let's increase the count, like that. Let's duplicate this object. For the array, let's change the count to 2. Let's edit this. Okay. So I have 2 objects with bevel arrays, and I want to get rid of the array for both, or the bevel for both. I will click on delete by type, I will choose bevel and click on OK. And as you can see, it removed the bevel only. So I will undo this. If I choose the array, bam, it will remove the array. So this is a nice tool in my opinion. I will place my cursor here. It will also work with, obviously, the Gpencil and every object with modifiers, in fact. So let's add an array, let's add a noise, like that, and let's duplicate it. And I will delete by type. As you can see, I can get rid of the array and click on OK. So this is a nice addition to the modifier pop-up. When you have several objects and in the visible object list you set some, as you can see, selection, I will get rid of this one and this one just to show you. If, let's see, I select all of these 3 objects, okay? I will add them to a new selection. I will store them like that. So let's enter 001. I will click OK. And now, if I deselect it and I want to select it once again, the code will remember the active object. As you can see, it was this one. I will do the same. I will select those 2. As you can see, this one is the active one. I will store this selection. Let's name it monkeys. Like that. Press OK. And I will deselect it, and I will select it once again, and bam, as you can see, this object is the one that is selected. So this is a nice addition, like that. I have exactly what I had previously when I stored my selection. Obviously, you can get rid of this if you want. Okay, so let's see the last changes. If you have your cursor here, you want to edit the cursor and place it only on Y at 0, okay? So you deselect everything, you press Shift S, and you will have the cursor pie menu, okay? You can clear all the transforms, you can clear only the rotation. So let's clear the rotation for this one. You can clear the location in X, in Y, and in Z, and cursor location. I want to clear the location in Y, and as you can see now, I will still have the X and the Z, but the Y is at 0. So after that, I can clear the X location and the Z location. But this one is really nice when you work on side view. For example, you want to make some cut with, for example, the cutter, and you want to place the cursor directly, correctly. For example, if I place it here, I will go inside view, I will deselect, and I will clear the cursor in X, like that, and as you can see now my cursor is placed correctly. So I will be able to create my object like that at the center of the scene. As you can see, I can after that do that, etc, etc. Okay, so for this one, this is nice. The last one will be the separate pie menu. I updated it with my icons, and if you have more than one object selected, you will have now the joint selected here and the separate. If, let's see, you select a face or two, you press P, you will have separate by material, separate selected, separate by loose part, and duplicate selected. Duplicate selected will duplicate this with everything. You will have all the modifiers, so you can hide them, and it will keep this face here. Okay, so as you can see, this is nice. So that's all for this update for Better Pie menu. I'm also working on an update for my toggle editor add-ons. This one will help you to toggle, in fact, the editors like that on the fly. So if I do that, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, etc. So as you can see, this is nice. What I did was that if you use a shortcut that you can set if as you want in the add-on preferences, you can swap between areas like that. As you can see, I'm swapping between the UV editor and the 3D view, and here properties and outliner. Okay, if let's see I add in fact the geometry node, I can swap with the shader editor like that. Okay, so let's remove this one. Let's show you the preferences. So I added this part swap. You have the 3D view. You can swap with the UV editor. In the UV editor, you need to set the 3D view. Geometry node, shader editor, geometry node. I also made this for the timeline. I can swap with the dop sheet, as you can see. You will have the text here. And that's it. You can set the view you want, or you can set to none if you don't want to edit anything. So I think this is a good addition to this toggle editor, because you can edit it on the fly like that. This is nice, but you can also toggle the parts you want like that, and this is much better. Let's get rid of this, and that's it. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Okay? So that's it for this video. See you later, and tell me what you think about this, and for buyers, please don't hesitate to add a good rating and to come to the Discord if you need some help and if you have some ideas. And in fact, a lot of the new tools I added here was from customers' ideas. Except for some that I did myself, but I take everything that will improve my add-on and make Blender easier to use. So that's it, see you later.